This is the Love Sun, where I answer questions about love and sex and romance. Orlando Bloom is an experiment of mine. I tried to teach a castrated pedophile how to act. And I failed. I can't stop. I keep finding myself at orgies. What should I do? It's a serious issue. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. My goodness, the nerve. You don't even have to tell me where they're from. I know. Albury-Wodonga. For those of you who don't know, Albury-Wodonga is a quaint little town with New South Welshmen on one side and Victorians on the other side of a trench filled with condoms. The local custom is the surprise orgy. To walk Albury-Wodonga is to know what it's like in sex hell. Seems like a typical country town. It's quite cold, but otherwise it's a nice place to live. Just look to my left and that man's wearing a lot of leather. To your right, that woman is oily. She's standing next to her oily husband. They should have more clothes on. It's quite cold out. What's that up ahead? A selection of barnyard animals. You stop. You want to ask some questions about this, but you've made a mistake. Because all those things, all those characters you just saw, are now fucking. They're just inside each other. That's when you know you're in Albury-Wodonga and you've been hit by a surprise orgy. Shanzy, I've been through your experience. Often is the time I'm invited to what seems like an innocent house gathering and turns into a life and death battle between me and a middle-aged swinger couple trying to swap my girlfriend for one of their sheepdogs. I am flattered, after a fashion. But in the future, no thanks. If I want a mutt, I'll get a mutt. Shanzy, the way I'm going to help with you is I'm going to commiserate with you. So I'm going to tell you the time where I went to the most surprising of surprise orgies. I got a letter in the mail from my local RE, the RSL. Said, come down. There's going to be a, quote, sausage sizzle, end quote. When I got there, they were stunned that I didn't appreciate that little pun. Sausage sizzle. I don't like puns. I don't like them. I like it when a man tells me the truth, as he sees it. That's the way I work. It's the kind of man I am. So I can't stand puns, any metaphors, any similes. Don't like them. Anyway, wordplay aside, there were some sizable sausages at the RSL. Not that there weren't a few cheeky chipolatas, but for the most part the sangers were long and filled with meat, and not just white meat. There was a circle, an international circle of specialty bangers, led ably by a veritable Oktoberfest of humongous German specimens. Psych. I fucking love wordplay. Today we answered a question from Shanzy, from Albury-Wodonga. I can't stop. I keep finding myself at orgies. What should I do? Well, Shanzy, I hope we helped you. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's quite possible you were referring to an inner compulsion you had that made you go to orgies, and not that orgies coincidentally sprung up around you and surprised you. If that is the case, see a therapist. This has been The Love Sun, answering all your questions about love and sex and romance.